Oh hey there, what's up random person on the internet? Oh, you didn't think I talked enough shit about you so you came back to hear some more shit talked about you? Oh my gosh, great, because you're at the perfect place. I am so glad that you're here because today I'm gonna talk some more shit because y'all can't get enough, can you?
Negative ass bitches.
Hi, my name is Jalen the alien, baby J, whatever you want to call me, I don't care as long as you're being respectful, and if you being disrespectful, you know what? I can't really stop you from saying something, so I'm not gonna trip about it. You do you, honey. I'ma do me. Follow me on Insta, and if you follow me from Insta, I might spam all your pics and stuff like that, but you have to comment instant nut under one of my pictures, and if I see it, I will spam the crap out of your page. Might even follow you if you seem cool, so you never know. Today, I'm gonna talk to you guys about my worst experience with all 12 of the Zodiac signs. It's gonna be another story time type video, kind of like the last video I posted about like my worst experience dating all the signs, but today it's just gonna be my worst experience with all the signs in general, dating or anything else. Could be friends, could be cousins, could be family, could be my, I don't know, somebody from the street, I don't know. I'm going to tap into the energy of my Sagittarius rising with Pluto in the first, Pluto conjunct my ascendant. I am going to spit all the truth, okay? I'm not holding anything back. I'm gonna tell you guys about my worst, absolute worst experience with every single one of the Zodiac signs. So I'm gonna jump right into it because I hate when people talk too much at the beginning of the videos, but I'm still doing it anyway. I told y'all in my last video about all the 12 signs and how my experience dating them was. I mentioned that I was cheated on by Aries. That was the first person that really like broke my heart. I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about that because I might make that a separate story in itself. I'm gonna tell y'all about this Aries man that broke my heart and like how I figured out he was cheating on me. I'm sitting in the bed with this man. I was in college. I still am in college. I don't know why I'm talking like I'm not. You know, he was my boyfriend. We were dating for a very long time. We were dating for about like, you know, 7 months at this point. Something like that. Maybe even a year. I'm not sure exactly. I don't remember a date like that. Thank God I don't care anymore because I hear he's still cheating on girls. That's none of my business. Get out the sunken place, babies. Not for real. Like, anybody in a relationship, and if you feel like you are getting cheated on, or you know you're getting cheated on, and you want to still stick in that relationship, and nothing's really changing, and that person is still showing you day in and day out that they're not going to change, that they're not respecting you, you need to give respect for yourself. You need to be like, you know what? I'm leaving this dumbass relationship. This is stupid. Get your ass out the sunken place. If you don't want to get yourself out the sunken place, I will. I'll snatch you, girl. I'll snatch you, boy. We don't got time for none of this. We have to be shining, y'all. We have to be shining. We have to be looking out for our goals. But anyway, let me tell you about this story time. So I was sitting there in my bed laying next to this guy, and you know, everything seemed normal. Actually, I just woke up because my alarm just went off because it was time for me to go to class. But however, I wanted to sleep in for like 10 more minutes. But when I tried to find my phone, I couldn't find it, but I saw his phone, and he was up a little bit too, kind of hazy because we just both woke up from our sleep. So I tried to grab for his phone since I was just gonna use it to make an alarm, and I've touched this guy's phone all the time and he's never had a reaction or anything like that. But all of a sudden this time when I touch his phone, he just jumps and stuff, and I'm like, what you jumping for? Are you nervous? What's happening? As soon as he grabbed his phone when I tried to touch it, I was like, no, please, no, come on, Jay, no, why did I know this can't be me. I know this is not happening right now because literally the day before we had the cutest, most beautiful date. I was really thinking like, yo, I'm gonna marry this guy, like for real. I was really thinking that like yesterday. He was like hazy in and out of sleep and he grabbed his phone, so I was like, that's his gut reaction. When you sleep and you're doing something, you're not really thinking that much, but you're using your instincts and your gut reaction. And the first time when I tried to grab his phone, he went to sit there and like snatch it and be like, yo, chill, what you doing? And then fall back to sleep. Oh nah, man, something's up, here we go. So then I'm like, okay, what we gonna do? I was sitting there like, I don't know what I'm about to do because I know something gotta be on the phone now because nobody's gonna act that way if they're innocent. So I'm sitting there like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna grab the phone? Am I gonna press him about it later? Like, so then my ass is like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm about to look at the phone. I honestly don't like doing that because, you know, I feel like I don't want somebody looking through and scooping through my phone all the time. Not even like I have stuff to hide, but like I'll be taking pictures and screenshotting crazy stuff. Like, you don't need to see all that. It's my brain, not yours. Yeah, I value people's privacy to a certain extent, but when you start acting crazy, then that's when we have to investigate. And when my investigation hat gets turning, then it's not gonna stop turning. Like literally, guys, I have a Pluto my Pluto's in the first house, y'all. Please understand that, research that, understand that, because I get obsessed, bitch. He literally had told me his password, so I opened his phone. He probably felt real salty for doing that. He should have never told me that password. I got all love for him now, but like still, like back then this whole situation was just messy. I opened the phone and I'm scrolling, I'm looking at the numbers, I'm looking at the contact names, I'm just like, and then I see this one girl, and she's like the cousin of a super big celebrity. The first thing I see is like, hey babe. I actually think I still have the screenshots. I'm gonna make this real juicy for you guys. Oh my goodness. And it says like, hey babe, and I'm like, oh. So literally it was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and this girl sitting here texting him talking about some, hey babe. Hey babe? Who's your babe? Am I losing my mind? Did he change my number from something else? Wait, I wasn't texting nobody in my sleep, was I? Nah, but then yeah, basically the girl said, hey babe. And when I saw that and I started scrolling through the messages, and my heart, I've never really experienced heartbreak at that point, because I don't know, I just never was in that situation. I never really cared that much in a relationship as well too. But I was sitting there reading these messages, and my heart started breaking in half. Like, you know when people say like heartbreak? Like, no, legit, your heart breaks. I literally could not breathe. My heart felt like it was like, I was like hyperventilating. It was bad because I really, really love this guy. First of all, Taurus moon. When I do love somebody, it is a very deep love. And then my Venus is in the 8th house in Leo. That's passion. That is depth, okay? I love people when I actually get to the point of loving them. So yeah, my heart was breaking. I literally felt it breaking in half, and I just started crying, but he was still asleep at this point. I was just sitting there looking at the phone like, oh my gosh, what do I do? He was gonna go see this girl the next day at this bitch house, child. So I was like, yo, do I turn this into a ratchet situation and I pull up to the location tomorrow on the dot when he about to be there? Everybody comment down below, which option do you think I chose? Pick one, pick one, pick one. Oh, you said this one? Word, yeah, bet you right. I did beat his ass. So if you chose the last option, that is exactly what I did. I just started going buck crazy. I woke him up out of sleep. I started yelling, and he was like, blah, blah, I can explain. I don't want to hear shit! I don't want to hear no explanation! Yeah, that was the worst experience I've ever had with an Aries. My worst experience with a Taurus is when basically I was dating this guy. I used to be friends with this girl. I'm gonna call her Emerald. I grew up in a Christian household, even though I personally I'm not that religious or anything like now, more spiritual. Went to church and went to Sunday school often, and at Sunday school I was friends with Emerald, and like we would always hang out, we would always talk. We used to always just be cool. But then it all switched up as soon as I started dating this guy, and she actually low-key liked him, but she never really told me that. And when I started dating him, she started switching up on me and acting crazy. She was doing all types of things to like try to basically get his attention and try to get him to cheat on me, whatever the case is. And then one day my ex, he thought that I was cheating on him because he heard a story and they were, you know, gossiping, and said the whole thing wrong. I never cheated on this guy whatsoever, but he believed his friends instead of his own fucking girlfriend. He didn't say anything about it though, because listen, Tauruses ain't gonna say stuff all the time. This guy was very slick, very slick. He wanted to get me where it hurt. So we're walking and we're at like this church like event or whatever the case is. We were walking with this big group of people, and the girl Emerald was a part of that group, but it was like a whole mob of kids or whatever the case is. And he knew that Emerald was there, and he knew that Emerald liked him. I didn't really know these people like that, but he knew all the people. He leaves me hanging and like doesn't introduce me to anybody, leaves me hanging, makes me feel left out, like I did something wrong. And then he goes and starts talking to Emerald and starts flirting with Emerald, and literally fucking hit on Emerald in front of my face, in front of everybody. And I don't know, like after that I just felt so bad. I felt so left out, and I just, yeah, I didn't even do anything, but you know, that's the worst experience I've had with a Taurus. So I just cleaned my lens a little bit because it looks fuzzy from this way. Can y'all tell the difference, or am I just tripping? I actually made a story about this guy before on my channel. I'm pretty sure he's a Gemini. Hopefully he's a Gemini, but you know, if he's not, he acted like one. So there was this guy when I was a young one, like when I was really like a freshman in high school, or maybe even 8th grade, something like that. There was this guy I met at a party. I was dancing. I remember the exact song I was dancing to. It was a Young Thug song. And I'm living my life under the gun of the big dog beginning. So he just came over and he started dancing with me, and it was cool. We started talking and had a cute little conversation and exchanged numbers. And then soon after that we hung out, and it was a good time. Like, we hang out and it was a great time, you know, it was good. He was a nice guy. Like, he was a genuine nice guy, or so I thought, because then he started switching up on me. One of the first times he was at my house, all my family was there. Literally, it was like Thanksgiving, so all my family was there, and he came after dinner. He walks into my house and he sees everybody. He doesn't say a word to anybody. He walks right down to the basement, walks right past everybody. I literally had to go downstairs and tell him, like, hey, like, you should come upstairs and like introduce yourself to my family. Like, that was rude, because my aunties was like, what just happened? That supposed to be a man's and he not gonna say nothing? What type of stuff is this? So then I go downstairs and get him. I'm like, hey, like, you need to come upstairs and like say something to the family. Like, that's disrespectful. Okay, fine. He was acting so like extra, like it was the most annoying thing he could ever do in existence. And then I looked in his eyes and I saw that he was high. Like, this man's really came to a family function high as I don't know what, eyes red as hell. And I'm just sitting there like, this is crazy. You are absolutely crazy. So then he comes upstairs and he says hello. Very dry, he says hello, but he says hi to everybody. And then he pulls me to the side and said, come on, let's go over here. So I'm like, okay. He takes me to the other room. Like, he don't even know my house like that. Like, he act like he owned the place. He takes me into the other room, and then he just lays on the couch and he does the classic, like, guys when they want some head type of pose and position. He goes like, whenever you see a guy do this, y'all, this is the head position. First and foremost, back then I wasn't really that openly sexual. Like, I don't know, like, I wasn't really just having sex yet. I didn't have sex until I was like 17. He comes out and he spreads his leg open talking about suck my dick. I said, huh? Come again? He said, suck my dick. Like, he was telling me to. You do realize my whole entire family is like, right? I don't care. You don't care. I was like, my dad is literally in the other room, somebody gonna come in. And he says, oh, well, I guess your dad gonna have to see my dick then. Oh shit. Then he started trying to like grab my head and arm. I'm like, yo, get the fuck off me. I'm not gonna do that shit, the fuck. And then like he ended up leaving. Like, when I say this guy could be the most like respectful, kind guy, and then the next moment he would switch up and turn into the devil, I mean it. Like, he was crazy. I don't know what I was thinking back then when I was a kid, but I would not go for any of that now, like, at all. Like, I have absolute no like patience for anybody that's not resonating with me, or like anybody's energy I don't like. I can't even pretend to like it. I don't even put myself in the situation. My worst experience with a Leo was definitely in high school. It's not even that bad, but it's whatever. Me and the girl are like cool now, like we're on good terms and everything, so it's cool. So I was in class and this girl had told me that she was gonna get me a burrito from Chipotle the next day, because I used to go to boarding school. So in boarding school, you couldn't just like get off campus and get any food you wanted. You only really eat cafeteria food and whatever snacks you had in your dorm. But when you had certain privileges, like you could be able to get off campus sometimes because maybe a teacher would take you, or like you had to connect, or whatever the case is. And this girl was telling me that she was gonna go to Chipotle, and if I wanted anything from Chipotle, she could, you know, hook me up or whatever. So I'm like, oh yeah, bet, let me tell you what I want on my Chipotle burrito. Like, oh, this is what I want on my Chipotle burrito. And I told her, and she was like, girl, I got you. So I was like, it's lit. So a day goes by, and the day that she said she got me a Chipotle burrito, we're in class. And I'm like, oh, did you end up getting the Chipotle burrito? And she says, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I got you. It's in my room, in the refrigerator. So I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited. Like, it's lit. I get to have some off-campus food. Meet me in my room after this class, and I got you. So after the class ended, I go straight to her room because I'm so excited, and I'm just sitting outside her door like, yo, where are you at? Are you here yet? And she texts me saying she's not there. She's in the lunchroom. She tells me to just like go in her room and get the burrito. It's gonna be in the refrigerator. So I go to her room. I open the door. I go into her refrigerator. I don't see the burrito. It's nowhere to be found. I'm texting her, I'm calling her, I'm like, hey, like, I can't see the burrito, I can't find the burrito, and she's not responding, and she's not answering the phone. She texts me and says, meet me in the cafeteria. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I walk into the cafeteria, and I don't see this girl anywhere. Like, she's nowhere to be found. I just see a bunch of other people. I walk into like the side room of the cafeteria, and as soon as this girl sees me on some mad child, so this is so childish. Like, we were so childish back in the day, but she literally like hid under the table, and this other girl hid under the table, and they were laughing. I was like, come on now. And then she comes out, and then she's just like, yeah, I don't know what happened to the burrito. I didn't eat it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. If it wasn't you, then like, okay, what happened to the burrito? So then she was like, I don't know, ask this girl named Kelsey. So I go and ask Kelsey, I'm like, hey Kelsey, did you eat the burrito? And then Kelsey's like, no, I don't even eat meat. Like, I'm a vegetarian. I didn't eat the burrito. It's not me. It's not me. At this point, I don't even care about the burrito as much. I'm just trying to figure out why somebody's really gonna not answer their phone and tell me to wait and wait and wait and wait, and then like literally waste my freaking time knowing damn well the burrito is nowhere to be found. And I was just like over it. So then I went over to this table, and I was like expressing myself how I just felt pissed off, and like, cause that shit was mad childish. And then the girl comes over. She's like, you talking shit about me? You talking shit about me? Let me hear the story too. Okay, like literally you just did it. So I'm gonna keep on talking though, but you can listen too. And then she starts yelling at my best friend. My best friend did not say a freaking word, and she starts yelling at my best friend talking about, you got something to say too? You got something to say too? My best friend was minding her business. She was like, what? Like, and yeah, that was that situation. That was my worst experience with a Leo. I have nothing against her now. Like, literally everything's fine. It was just back in that specific moment, like, everybody was acting mad childish. It was like, it's so silly. Like, it was literally a Chipotle burrito. Still to this day, we don't know where the Chipotle burrito is, or who ate it, or where it went, or if it even existed. I don't think I have that many big bad situations with Virgos, because I don't really know Virgos like that. I mean, there was this one Virgo that was so cute. Like, oh my god, he was so attractive. I had followed him on Instagram. He told me to add him on Snapchat, so I added him on Snap, and I would look at his snaps every now and then. He would look at mine, and I would always see him like with his girlfriend, like doing like the cutest things for this girl. Like, all the rose petals and the baths and the cards and I love yous and the stuffed animals, and like making sure she was good and all that stuff. He saw that I was in his area, like in his state, so then he hit me up and was like, oh, you here? What's up? I said, oh yeah, you know, I'm here visiting my auntie. And he was like, oh, let's link up. I'm trying to fuck. Nigga, aren't you the same nigga that is doing all that nice stuff for your girlfriend? I'm so confused right now. Like, I'm this is crazy. So I play along with it because I wanted to see if he was this crazy. He's in the messages just flirting with me, talking about how he wants to do this and that to me, blase blase. I wasn't even having sex at the time. I was just messing around with this guy. Yeah, I was like, wow, guys really ain't shit. Like, that is so crazy to me. Sometimes these guys can be for everybody. You gotta watch out. Even the sweetest guy that seems to be all like doing everything for you, all about you, could be about you and 7 different people, and that's crazy. Next, there was this one Libra guy that I really liked. I was actually planning on interviewing this guy for the show I was working on developing. I was in a relationship, but I was getting cheated on in that relationship. So when I started talking to this guy, I actually started like really liking him, or at least liked to talk to this guy. I literally flirted with this Libra one time in this one specific conversation. This is at a time when the relationship I was in, we were on an off phase, so we used to go on and off, and this was on an off phase, and I did flirt with this guy. My boyfriend at the time ended up seeing that message between that guy, and after that our relationship just like totally just ended. Like, he couldn't take the fact that I could even come close to doing what he did to me. So I didn't even end up talking or dating the Libra guy that I was involved with at all. Like, so I didn't even think I was anyway, you know. But it was a good thing because it was time for that relationship to end, and I honestly think that's why universe brought that guy into my life, to make me realize that there's other guys out here that have like extremely good personalities and could be caring and could be looking out for me. It could be different, and it's time for you to get out this relationship. finally. So I did, and after I got out of that relationship, it was hard. I was still heartbroken. It was still very hard to do, but I ended up being in a way better mindset now, and I'm still taking the time, but I've really had a good lesson of learning how to love myself and learning how to be independent and not having to rely on others for my happiness. I had to rely on myself for my happiness. And Spirit really told me, Spirit was like, listen, sit down. Never put your dreams under anybody else's dreams. That is what you need to remember from that relationship. Never lose focus on your goals and your dreams. Even when other people want you to help and do this and do that, you are important. You came here to do amazing things in this life. Spirit told me that, and I was like, okay, God, I got you. I ain't never gonna do that stuff again. So, you know, you live and you learn. So I'm gonna just blend Scorpio and Sag together because I have a specific situation. There was a Scorpio girl that I was not close to whatsoever at all. I did not really like this girl at all. She was crazy, like absolutely insane. I was in a relationship with this Sagittarius. It was a very on and off again type of relationship as well. Like he had anger issues. I was just crazy, and I didn't really want to be in a relationship. I kept on breaking up with him, but then he would try to like get me back, and like it was a lot going on. So I broke up with this guy a very long time ago, like literally months ago, and yeah, me and the Sagittarius were not together, but he was flirting with me and like wanting to hang out, and we did hang out a few times, but we were not officially together. This girl who was a Scorpio, she hits me up in my inbox and she says, hey, I know this is such a random question, but I don't know, I've been worried recently because of how Sagittarius was acting. The Scorpio girl says, like, has the Sagittarius ever, like, you know, cheated on you when you were in a relationship with him? Because I think that he's cheating on me. Can you please be honest with me? And I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. That nigga's in my DMs right now, girl. Like, we just hung out yesterday. I looked long and hard at that message. I was like, do I tell her? Do I not say anything? Blah, blah, blah. But then I was like, you know what? Screw it. This guy is still out here cheating. Let me just mess up some shit. So that sounds evil, but like I feel like, you know, like I was low-key pissed. I was low-key upset too, because he was talking about he wanted to get back together with me, was being all nice with me, and then now you mean to tell me he has a whole girlfriend? Oh hell yeah, I'm telling this girl the truth, for me and for her. So I told her, I was like, yeah girl, that's crazy, because he was literally, I just saw him yesterday, he been flirting with me for weeks, girl, what's up? She didn't really say anything, but then next thing you know, I get a phone call from the Sagittarius, and he is yelling at me saying, why on earth would you say that? Why would you tell her that? You fucking bitch, you're so messed up. Oh sweetheart, did you really think I was gonna lie for you? Especially after you lied to me like 10 times now? Oh, that's so cute. How stupid. Capricorn, when I was like 16 or 17, I was on vacation. I really did not want to be in a relationship. I did not want to be in a relationship. I didn't feel like being committed to anybody, but everybody around me was saying like how much they wanted to be in a relationship and like how you're so lucky and blase blase blase, and it's like the single life sucks and blase blase blase, basically saying that, you know, even if I did want to leave, like you shouldn't just stay, like you should just stay, just stick it through, blah blah blah. Even though like I just knew in my heart that this guy wasn't for me. I was just like, I was young and stupid. I made a whole story about this. I'm the type of person that is very honest, and if I mess up about something, I can be honest about it, because I can honestly say that I learned from my mistakes and I would never make the same mistake again. I don't believe in sugarcoating, and I don't believe like acting like a perfect human being, because I'm not. If every single person watching this video right now were to dig up their deepest, if every single person watching this video right now had to automatically just from the back of their brain like spew out and just comment down below the worst thing they ever did in their life and have to project that to the whole world and everybody that knew them, I guarantee you some people, a big portion of people, probably would not have that many friends. We all make mistakes in life, but if we learn from our mistakes, then that's the point. Yeah, basically I went on vacation, and on that vacation I met this guy. He was a Capricorn. It was cool. We were just friends and just coolie. Coolie, what is that? We were just coolie. I'm making a new word. We were just coolie, y'all. It was cool. But then at one point it just started not being cool anymore, and it started escalating. We started hanging out and talking for the most duration of the cruise. Like anytime that we could, we were talking for hours, and like it really started turning into a thing. And like my cousins and stuff were on the ship too, and they started to peep like, you're talking to this guy a lot, like what's up, like you hanging out with this guy a lot, what's up? And I started like really liking this guy, like literally really liking this guy. Like I was falling for him. You don't really have service at all, so you really do have to like entertain yourself, and that's why I love cruises so much, because you get a break from like real life. You get to go on this good vacation to some far place and you meet these different people, and it's always fun. I ended up cheating on my boyfriend. I didn't sleep with the guy or anything, but we did kiss, and I was like emotionally really involved with this guy. Literally the day before the ship was about to go back into, go back to New York, I literally started crying and bawling my eyes out because I just felt what I did, and I felt so bad about what I did, and I was so guilty. I felt so bad about it that I even told my mom, I'm like, Mom, what do I do? Like, I feel so bad. And my mom was talking to me, and she was like, girl, your boyfriend is actually planning to surprise you as soon as you come back to New York. And I was like, oh no, like, oh God. Like, I've never felt that uncomfortable in my entire life, and that just guilty in my entire life. And from that moment on, I knew I would never do anything like that again. And just to this day, I take commitment very seriously. Before, everything was just so new to me, and like I went to all girls school and I met this cool guy and he seemed great and blah blah blah. I didn't really, but then like I didn't get to experience stuff. Like I didn't want to commit to anybody, but I just thought that's what I was supposed to do because that's what everybody was telling me I had to do, really. And honestly, he wasn't the guy for me. We were great friends and everything, but he just wasn't the guy for me at that time, and I wasn't ready to commit. I was very immature. At that time, when I was like 16, I wasn't mature enough to do it. Like other people are, but I wasn't. Yeah, like it was just bad. Like he was heartbroken. I was sad as hell. But yeah, like that was the worst experience I really had with like a Capricorn. I'm pretty sure both of them were Capricorns. Honestly, I learned so much from that mistake that I made, and now to this day, I'm like, no. And then also, guys, karma is a bitch, because literally my next two relationships I got cheated on. The first one wasn't as heartbreaking, but the second broke the crap out of my heart. So yeah, I'm spiritually evolved now, not gonna do any of that fuck shit. I learned my lesson. Okay, Aquarius. This Aquarius really hurt my feelings, and after actually I had a very short conversation with him recently, and he explained to me like his side of of what happened and like whatever, and I actually forgive him. I have nothing against him now. Like, it's all good. Like I have nothing against him now. I wish him the absolute best in life. At the time, it was just very like, I don't know, hard, because I actually really liked this guy. He was one of the first guys I really liked once I got out of that relationship with one of my exes, the one that I got extremely heartbroken by. He was the first guy that I really started like dating and liking, and like just really seeing what's up with this guy. Like I wasn't super like, oh, I want to get a relationship with you, but I did like him a lot and I wanted to spend time with him. Yeah, like we started spending so much time together and hanging out all the time, and it was just like a vibe. And he was a singer in like a boy band. Yeah, we met actually randomly in VidCon like a year before, but I was in a relationship, so like nothing was gonna happen. So yeah, basically one day we randomly hung out. I talked to him a couple times on the phone, and it was actually a very good like conversation, whatever the case is. Nothing like super flirtatious or anything like that. There was one day when I was actually in an argument with my ex and then like basically the guy was in the area. He was staying at the same place in the same area that our Airbnb was, like me and my whole group's Airbnb. And he was like, hey, like, you want to hang out, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, yeah, cool. So I just didn't want to be in that house anymore because I just felt judged and whatever the case is. So I went and we just hung out, and we just sat there in his car and we just talked about everything. And then a year later, we were both single and we were both out of the situations. We hung out again, but this time as single people, and it was dope. Like it was a good, we obviously had like a good connection, a good vibe. Like there was chemistry there. Like I honestly thought me and this guy were gonna be such good friends, if anything, because we had a lot of like similarities, like weird similarities, like almost like some twin flame stuff. Like if y'all know what a twin flame is, like for real, that's what it was feeling like. After hanging out all the time and spending a lot of time with each other and having fun, getting to know each other, going on dates, he one day just like really stopped talking to me out of nowhere. Like slowly he just faded out of my life and he ghosted me. and didn't really say much to me. He just told me that he was going through something and didn't really want to talk to me. He said he was going to talk to me about it and just never did. He just ignored me and ignored me and ignored me. I wasn't heartbroken or anything, but I was sad because I'm like, when you get ghosted, it's like you have no explanation for why this person literally just left your life and didn't say anything to you. And now that's why I will never ghost anybody again. But he was an Aquarius, so Aquarius are notorious for doing that, for ghosting. Aquariuses are notorious for that. Like, after a while, I got over it, of course, and, you know, moved on with my life. You know, he actually told me what he was going through and, like, what happened, and, like, you know, that he apologized to me. And I definitely do believe he's sincere. We're not talking or anything now, but I'm on good terms with him and, like, you know, friendly. If I saw him in public, I wouldn't be like, I'll be like, hey. And last but not least, Pisces. Once again, same type of thing. I actually talked about this in my last video, but I really like this guy. We were very close. One of the first guys that I knew that he could, like, finish my sentences and I could finish his, and he would know what I was thinking, and, like, he really felt me on a very deep level. And we were both, like, creative, and we used to just think about the world and how it's shaped, and I would talk to him about all my weird things, and he would call me an alien. And that's kind of when I first started calling myself Jalen the Alien, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to love astrology and metaphysics and conspiracies, and, like, I always kind of felt from a young age that I wasn't from here. Like, I literally didn't feel like I was from here. Especially having depersonalization disorder, you really literally feel like you don't belong here in this earth. I always was going through really weird, paranormal, unexplainable things, and I couldn't really talk about that with anybody except for him. I could be completely honest with him, and I could just open up to him, and he could do the same with me. It's funny because my South Node is actually in Pisces. You know what that means? In past lifetimes, I probably was a Pisces or had a lot of Pisces energy. So yeah, I could talk to this guy about anything. Then all of a sudden he just disappeared. I never met him in person because he lived in a different area than me and I was younger. But he just stopped replying to my texts. He stopped replying to my calls. He didn't even do it a little bit. Like, he literally cut. It was gone. It was like he didn't exist anymore. He faded off. Like, it was so bad that even his family started, like, reaching out to me, like, have you seen this guy? Like, have you seen him? And I'm like, no, I haven't. And that really hurt because it's like I felt like I did something wrong, and if he was going through something bad, like, why did he feel like he couldn't tell me that? Like, me being one of his closest people in his life, and that really hurt me. And still to this day, I've never really heard from him. So yeah, y'all, that was my worst experiences with every single one of the zodiac signs. I hope you enjoyed that, you know, all the tea. We spilled a lot of tea in this video, but, you know, it's all for entertainment, guys. And I hope you learn lessons, and you learn from my mistakes and my lessons, and, you know, you don't do the same thing. Make sure you follow me on both my Instagrams. Either pick one, Baby J, it's Baby J, and @Jalian if you're into spirituality, astrology, and stuff like that. Also, check out my Patreon in the description box if you want to support me and what I'm trying to do in this life. And it's only about amazing things and uplifting the universe and the people, all of the amazing people in it. So, and all of the amazing people in it. So if you're having a good day, please like this video up, and I can't wait to talk to y'all later. Bye. Mwah. Love you guys.